Hi, Zach here from BIMteriors, and today we've got a special edition of the BIM Side Scoop. We're going to go over, is it even possible to create those 3D exploded views that we keep seeing everywhere? And the answer is yes. And so today I'm going to show you in under 5 minutes how we can create those 3D exploded views within Revit, and we can start utilizing for your presentation, for potentially your portfolios, or wherever else you see fit. Can't wait. Let's jump right into this. All right, so we'll keep this short and sweet. So how do we go from our generic 3D view, from being able to crop it to the area that we want, to finally getting to that beautiful, sexy, exploded, displaced view, being able to highlight the certain things that you want highlighted? So what I'm going to do is, so you can see here on the top right-hand corner, this is kind of where we started with our default 3D view. From there, we started to crop it using the section box and cropped it to an area that we want to further displace and explode. So how do we go from what we see on our left-hand side from where we start with our right-hand side? So for this example, we're going to keep this short, sweet. I'll only do a few components of this workflow, but once you understand how I'm able to complete certain portions, you can then apply that to the entire view. So for example, where we're going to start is we're going to grab the roof. So once we've got the roof selected, you now have modify options that become available to you. Now, once that's selected in the modify ribbon, so at the top of your ribbon in the modify tool, you can now see in the view portion of your control, there's a tool called displace elements. And what that's going to allow you to do is select the element and displace it from where it's hosted to. So once I have that selected, you can now see that there's additional view grips that are now available to you. So if you hover over and select it, and so in this case here, I'm going to drag it up, this is going to drag the entire roof. Or you can go from left to right, forward, backward, you name it. Now you've got those additional controls to kind of start to create that displacement. And don't worry, this is only affecting this view. And if I went back to the original 3D, so for example, I'll go back to the original 3D view, nothing's changed. It's still all there. So not to panic, not to worry. If you are doing this, it's not affecting any of your other modeled elements. We'll go back to this view. Now, maybe I want to go one step further and I want to displace this again. So in this case here, I want the windows to pop out from that roof. I can then select on that window itself and then displace it from there using the displace tool again, and then going like that. Now, if we're looking at the left-hand side of our screen, you can see that we've got these arrow lines, hidden lines. They're the paths that kind of bring it back to the original point where they're being displaced from. So in this case here, how do we get that? If you select on the element, you're now, again, you've got your displacement set tools that are available to you. You could have a few options. So you are able to edit it. So in this case here, you can start to select components that bring it back up to it. You can, so I'm going to hit cancel. You can select on that again and you can reset it. So doing this will reset it to the original point. So if I reset this, you can see it's going to bring it back down again to where it was originally. I'm just going to hit undo. And thirdly, we've got our path. So if you select on the path line and select on the actual window components, you can see here, it's going to start to bring this back down to where it was displaced from. And I might just do this workflow again. So selecting on the window, I'm going to, once I have it selected, go to my view and hit my displace element. This allows me to now again grab this, displace it, and in the meantime, I'm also going to create those path lines from where this is being displaced from. The cool thing about this as well is you can see on the left-hand side, we're able to have a little bit more fun with this. So if you do select it and bring it, your path lines are now going to start to kind of follow where that element is being displaced. And so you can have a lot of fun with this. Again, since these are displaced from the roof, if I do move the roof as well, these will also come with it. So I'm just going to bring that, displace this. And so using these tools on our left-hand side, I'll just kind of pan over to our left-hand side. You're able to now explode, displace this view to however you want. So hopefully, again, wraps up our quick, short, sweet the BIM side scoop of how to create those exploded views and now knowing as displaced views within your sets, your presentations, or your portfolios. That's a wrap on today's edition of the BIM Side Scoop. Hopefully, you gained more insight on how to create these exploded views within your model and can start utilizing them within your sets, presentations, or portfolios. If you're hearing this message, it means that you've listened to the new episode all the way to the end. And for that, I thank you. Please like and subscribe now to gain access to new Revit content weekly.